Okay, I know what you're thinking. I thought the channel was dead, but no, it's not. It's gonna come back, and it's gonna thrive, and it's gonna suppress every single Pokemon channel out there, and it's gonna be great. So, I'm NaraNagi. I probably don't know you people, or you guys don't know me, but yeah, I'm a YouTube battler. So yeah, I leave my Ferrothorn on my opponent's Infernape. I'm gonna have to switch out fearing the fire or the fighting move, going to my Dragonite. By the way, I'm battling the Sorkinist, if you guys didn't catch that from the title of the video. But yeah, he's gonna have to switch out because I know he can't hit me for much damage, and then I'm gonna have to I double switch right into my Politoed, thinking that he might stay and go for Ice Punch this time, so I could take that easily. But he actually ends up switching right out into his Gliscor instead. So now I'm seeing the side of my Politoed. He's gonna want to go into his Ferrothorn, taking the Hydro Pump. I am Timid Spec, so the Hydro Pump is not going to be doing too much of the Ferrothorn, so it's kind of bad. On my part, so I'm gonna have to switch out because yeah, I am choice locked and going to my own Ferrothorn because Ferrothorn against Ferrothorn, they can't do anything to each other. Like all they could basically do is set up rocks against each other and hopefully like Thunder Wave or like Gyro Ball or anything like that. And he actually sets up the spikes, so he has Spikes, Leech Seed, and Stealth Rock in the same set, which is gonna really hurt me later on in the match if he can get up Spikes and the Stealth Rock like all together. So now I'm gonna have to switch, go into my Starmie so I can hopefully Rapid Spin away all of his hazards. Like, and for some reason he stops setting up and switches right into his Gliscor. I didn't understand that very much, but and at this point he actually stays in because he knows that nothing on his team can take this Starmie. By switching, like he had to fodder out his Gliscor to bring him to stay switch into something. So now he brings in his T-Tar, which is actually something I didn't really see coming. And he has Pursuit, so he outspeeds me, so he's Choice Scarfed, and that caught me really off guard. So even if I switched or anything like that, he'd Pursuit trap me, and I would have died anyway, which really sucks. So now now that I know that he is actually Choice Scarfed and locked onto Pursuit, I can go into my Atlantean, my Toxicroak, and then set up a Swords Dance probably on anything that comes in, and probably Oko any Pokemon on his team. So yeah, so now he brings in his Ferrothorn. Hopefully I can take this thing out with Drain Punch. However, I am jolly, and I do carry the leftovers and not the Life Orb. So unfortunately for me, he's gonna actually live the Drain Punch and then hit me back with a Gyro Ball, which with the Iron Barbs damage and the Sandstorm damage is gonna bring me down really low. Thankfully, I'm not gonna die, so I can finish off this Ferrothorn with ease. So this early in the match, I've gotten rid of two of his very threatening walls, his Gliscor and his Ferrothorn. So now my sweepers can have a really good time at finishing off the rest of his team without any without them being stopped by anything else. So now after all the Iron Barbs and Sandstorm damage, my Toxicroak is gonna die, so I'm gonna have to go into my Scarf Politoed because that's like the rule now. Like you have to go into your fastest thing, and partially I did want to bring up the weather at the same time, like just for my own team. So now he actually stays and goes for the Mach Punch, hoping two things: that he'd probably kill me with like a crit or something, and I'd missed the Hydro Pump. So yeah, I do end up hitting, which is great. So now I've taken out his Pokemon that has the priority, which is the Mach Punch, because that would have been a really pesky thing to deal with. So now he goes right back into his Tyranitar. I was so like hoping that he would not go for the Pursuit again and just go for like a Stone Edge or a Crunch, thinking that I was staying and attempt to Oko him with the Hydro Pump. But yep, he does go for the Crunch. I go into my Ferrothorn, safe play right there. So now he's gonna be forced to switch out onto his bird Tornadus. Well, his Tornadus Thurian form, which looks like a really giant bird. I like the tail. But yeah, on a switch in, I go for Thunder Wave because I know he's gonna have to switch against this thing. So and I plan to go for Leech Seed at this point, but he ends up going for Substitute. So I was kind of afraid at this point because this team in specific has a really hard time fighting Tornadus bird form behind a sub, and I'm gonna have to go into my Dragonite just as fodder, and he ends up going for the Heat Wave, like not the bulk up, not the acrobatics or anything like that, not even the Hammer Arm, just he's like a plain special Tornadus T. So yeah, I have to go for Outrage just so I can get rid of the sub, and then he finishes me off with the Hurricane. Surprisingly, it hits because we're still in the Sandstorm. Because T-Tar was in earlier, and with the Sandstorm, Hurricane is a 50 base accuracy move, so him hitting that was pretty lucky on his part. So now all I have to do now is go into my my Thunderous Thurian form and revenge kill. So yeah, he stays in, makes his Tornadus die. So now I get the kill there, which is pretty cool. Now he's gonna have to go into his T-Tar and finish me off with the Stone Edge. I actually thought here that he'd go for the Pursuit, predicting my switch, and then Okomi with the Pursuit, which is why I stayed in thinking that I could live the Pursuit at a neutral power and hit him back with Focus Blast. But yeah, he stays in and goes for the I stay in and he goes for the Stone Edge and not the Pursuit. So I misplayed horribly there. So now I have to go into my Ferrothorn, and since he was stuck on Stone Edge, I have to T-Wave on his Salamence, because that's all he has left, Tyranitar and Salamence, and all I have left is this Ferrothorn and the Politoed. And now he went for Outrage, thinking that I'd switch into my Politoed, taking the Fire Blast, which would have been a really obvious play for him to do. And seeing that, even if he did go for he should have went for Fire Blast anyway, because after the Stealth Rock and the Spikes damage, I would have died from the Fire Blast at my range. So since he outraged, I can take him out with the Iron Barbs, the Leech Seed, and the Power Whip and all that. So now all he has left is his Tyranitar, and he goes for the Fire Blast there. Since he's a physically scarfed Pokemon, just with Fire Blast, it's not going to take me out. Although I do miss the Power Whip, but that is not going to matter, just because once my Ferrothorn dies, I can just revenge kill with the Scarf Politoed that I have, and it's going to be a good game. So I hope you guys at the Global Trainer Syndicate enjoyed this battle. Hopefully the channel will come back and revive, and it's all going to be flowers and sunshine and all the good stuff. But yeah. Yep, finish off the T-Tar right there, and yeah, good game, and see you guys.